The brain has about 86 billion neurons, and they are mostly divided in two categories. The one that are excitatory, so, they increase activity, and the one that are inhibitory, so they, slow down activities. So the excitatory neurons are more vulnerable to Alzheimer's disease, to get defective and die, than the inhibitory neurons. Now, we know it for many years, from many studies that have been done across the decades counting neurons or looking at these neurons. But again, it's 86 billion neurons, so you cannot simply divide it in two and call, half of it the most vulnerable ones. So among the excitatory neurons, there are different class of neurons. They have different shapes, they have different distributions, but until recently, it was very difficult to understand the molecular characteristic of the ones that were more vulnerable, because we didn't have methods for looking at them at one by one. So now with single nucleus technology or single cell technology, we can study them one by one and understand which ones are the most vulnerable or susceptible to disease. In a paper that we published last year, we showed that neurons that express a gene called RORB, they tend to be more vulnerable to Alzheimer's disease than their neighbors, excitatory neurons. Probably the RORB is not the only one. There is probably few classes of excitatory neurons that are more vulnerable than others. And there are several groups doing several studies trying to determine what they are. This is very new science, so we're still learning.